What's going on, YouTube? Legend here once again. This time back at you again with, man, oh man. I'm over here back here with Spider-Man. Oh man, like I know this is an anime. I know, but I've always loved Spider-Man ever since I was little. Since I was watching the cartoons, you know, to the early Spider-Man movies, the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, all the way to now, you know, with the MCU. And man, even though I haven't been really a comic reader, Spider-Man has always been my favorite hero. With this whole No Way Home movie and everything like that, I've been super excited, and I just watched it last night, opening night, and oh my gosh, I just wanted to give you my thoughts on the movie, right? I wanted to do a spoiler-free review, but you know what? I just have to talk about it. So this is going to be spoiler-filled, all right? So I'm going to talk about spoilers. I am going to spoil the living hell out this movie, all right? So if you have not watched the movie, stop, leave right now and go watch the movie.
Go! Get out of here!
Leave right now, go watch the movie, because this is fire, all right? It's fire. If that's what you wanted to know, you want to know, hey, is it good or not? Was it a letdown? No, it wasn't a letdown. It was not a disappointment. Go watch it. There's 2 end credit scenes. Go, all right? But now that I've given you the spoiler warning, I'm going to start talking about what happened in this movie. Now, the thing about this movie was that I was very worried, right? I was worried because, one, there was a lot of hype surrounding it. There was a lot of people that were expecting all these different crazy things from it. You know, they're like, oh, I want Toby, I want Andrew, I want this villain, I want that villain, I want Venom, I want something, yada, yada. People saying they want everything, right? And I was concerned that people's expectations were so high that it was going to be impossible to meet all of them. And I feel that they did probably as best a job as they could to keep that hype alive, because they gave us so much in the movie. They gave us so much that like it's almost impossible to feel let down. It's like they gave people what they asked for and then some and more. When they came to Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, I thought that they were going to make like a quick appearance, like he was going to solve most of it himself. They're going to make a quick appearance to say, hey, you know, we exist, we're cool, hey, and then that was going to be the end of that. But that's not what happened. They played a major role in the movie. Like they came and they were big characters. It felt like an actual continuation of their old movies. Like some of the things that they were like working through, like emotionally, came back up, and they, like, for example, Andrew Garfield helped to get closure to the fact that he couldn't save Gwen, you know, and like that was awesome. I actually called that too. I actually called that a while back when I was like, oh, you know, I want, you know, when in the trailer when you saw MJ fall, and I was like, yo, I swear to God, I hope Andrew Garfield saves her, you know, for his character, and that's what happened, you know. But yeah, I feel like they handled that very well when it came to handling the different villains. I really liked, because that was another thing that I was worried about. There were so many villains, and I knew there was going to be so many villains. That was where I was like, while I was watching the movie, I was thinking, I mean, there's all these villains, but like there's too much to focus on, because that's one of the issues with Spider-Man 3 from the original one, from Tobey Maguire one. There's so many villains, and it was just got confusing. It was just like, oh man, like who, like, you know, there's nobody to focus on, you know. And this one, I feel like they did a good job at making Green Goblin the main villain to focus on. I think that really helped, because William Dafoe came back full force, you know, as the great Green Goblin, and I feel like he did a real good job just kind of taking that role as, it's like, hey, there's all these villains, but I'm the main bad guy here, right? So I think that was great, honestly, and that's perfect, that's poetic, because he was the first villain from these live action Spider-Man movies. So it just makes sense that, you know, like even as his character, it just makes sense that he's going to be the main big bad guy, especially as Spider-Man altogether. Green Goblin is usually the main bad guy. So, you know, there's that. So I felt like that was great, you know. Tom Holland's character in this was phenomenal. Phenomenal. Tom Holland was phenomenal. Because when you're in a movie with Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, for a lot of people whose favorite is Tobey Maguire, and some people like Andrew Garfield, and you are in this movie and you're not everybody's favorite Spider-Man, it takes a lot of skill, it takes a lot of talent to still outperform them and not lose the spotlight that you're supposed to have as the main character. And Tom did not lose that spotlight. He did a phenomenal job. The emotion that he was going throughout the whole movie was awesome. I loved it. When he lost Aunt May to Green Goblin, you know, when Green Goblin killed Aunt May, that was a big hit, and like it hit him in a way that was believable. His anger towards Green Goblin, like when like Tobey tried to stop him, like it was all great. It was all believable. You could see that his character is actually growing and learning, going through that real Spider-Man trauma, you know, because some people say that, you know, his Uncle Ben was Tony Stark, you know, and that's good and all, but like that wasn't truly just Spider-Man's loss like that. That wasn't secluded to him. So like it was, so Spider-Man needed something else, you know, and this I feel like was that good something else that he needed, that good consequence that he needed, in order to become the older, more mature Spider-Man that's no longer in high school, you know. So I think that was good too. But let's talk about that too. Another thing I was worried about was that there wasn't going to be a lot of consequences. I thought that it was going to be kind of just like a fan servicey movie where it's like, oh, you know, like we're just going to give you everything you guys asked for, but it's not going to be that serious of a movie. And I was wrong there too. I'm happy I was wrong with that. I was worried that I was going to get proven wrong, and I was. Because like when they're in the apartment and all the villains, he's trying to fix all of them, I thought that's the direction it was gonna go. I'm just like, oh well, you know, we're gonna have all the villains, we're just gonna be happy that we see all the old people, yada yada, so on and so forth. But when Green Goblin went crazy and ended up killing Aunt May, then I was like, oh, okay, consequence. All right. I mean, I'm sad that, you know, Aunt May had to go. She was
seduce me, baby, seduce me.
She was a good one. She was a good Aunt May, but. You know, I thought it was a great decision for the movie for that to happen. It was awesome, you know. The only thing I could say that I didn't like about the movie, I'd say, is that, which me watching the trailers actually kind of helped with this, was the fact that how all the trouble started. All the trouble started because, you know, Dr. Strange was trying to make him a spell, basically. You know, and it just kind of seemed like just like a out of nowhere reason, you know. It's kind of just like, yeah, they're trying to get into college and all this stuff is going wrong, you know. But like just to go to that extreme of being like, hey, Dr. Strange, can you do this spell that brainwashes the world? They even joke about it in the movie, you know. It's just like, it's kind of just crazy, you know. But at the same time, it's like I watched the trailer. So I knew that was going to be the reason why everything went wrong. So like it was able to help sink in. So when I watched the movie, like I didn't care, you know, it didn't hurt the experience for me at all. But that's the only thing that I think that could have been better, was that there was a better reason as to why all this stuff went wrong, you know. But that's it. But I won't go on forever, you know. Obviously, if you guys are still here, you must have watched the movie. So let me know what you guys thought about the movie. Comment your thoughts down below. Did you love it as much as me? Do you think it was the best Spider-Man? Who's your favorite Spider-Man? Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland? You know, which one? And let me know your thoughts down below. And if you like the content, you know, like the video and subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this. All right. With that, legend out.